Hi, I'm Kristin Davis, and I want to know, are you a Charlotte? Cathy Ang is here with us. She plays Lily on And Just Like That, my pretend daughter. That's what we call you at my house. I say, I'm going to go see my pretend daughter in New York. Oh. They're like, oh.
Oh my God, are they like,
I think
they don't like me?
She might, no, they like you. They're just a little thrown off. You know, they're my real children. They're like, oh, okay, the pretend daughter, okay. But, you know, this is the weirdness of having a mom as an actress mom. Yes. Weird things happen. Okay, we're going to discuss an episode from the second season. It's episode 203. It's called The Freak Show, and it's really good. It aired on June 20th. 1999, you guys.
Wow.
Oh, it kills me when I say these dates. So the synopsis is basically, is New York full of freaks?
Yes.
Carrie, Charlotte, Miranda, and Samantha all date a different kind of, quote, freak and wonder, are they freaks as well? It's a great synopsis, you guys. And this is directed by one of my favorite directors, Alan Coulter, who we are going to have on the podcast soon. I'm so excited. He made a huge difference. He came in on the show in the first season and really shifted the show, like his kind of way that he moved the camera, the way that he spoke to us. He's the first person who spoke to us about talking fast and walking slow in the walk and talks. Because you run out of space.
Yeah.
If you walk as fast as you're talking, because you tend to want to keep the rhythm the same.
Yeah.
But
totally.
you have to teach yourself to move your feet slower and let your mouth go quick.
You're not a human. You're right. Like, yes.
You are not a normal human. It's true. This is also written by Jenny Bix, the great Jenny Bix. Yay. Okay. This is a crazy episode because this is when my character dates someone that we call Mr. Pussy.
Oh, yeah.
So Charlie Schroeder played Mr. Pussy. He did a real name. It was Mitchell Saylor. But really everyone calls him Mr. Pussy, and he is like a legend apparently, which is interesting. But
can you imagine?
I can actually. I can.
Is that real?
I think it's real. See, this is when we're still in the era of storylines that were actually based on Candace's column.
Oh my God.
And Candace knowing people and having these stories be real stories from life.
Whoa.
Yeah. I know. It's trippy.
That is a moniker for you. That's
totally right.
Wow.
So all of us have really, really fascinating storylines, I think, in this episode. Yeah. And so Carrie, there's so many things I love about this episode, but one of them is the way that it begins. It has Carrie's voiceover, of course, and she's talking about dating in Manhattan. And we see images of Ellis Island, which is so crazy. And then it bleeds into a couple, like a sepia-looking photograph bleeds into actual extras in the show that are dressed in ways that look like they're, like turn of the century. It's fascinating. Yeah. And it's talking about everyone came with a dream. And then she talks about how single women dream of getting married, which I'm just like, wow, would we write that today? I don't know. What do you think, Cathy? Would we write that today? For your generation, do you feel?
I mean, well, part of it is also like, I don't think that my generation always thinks that way.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
But there's more options, I feel.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. But I don't know. I mean, like, the thing is that the show was featuring women who you were looking at those stories. So like it still makes sense.
Oh, it makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't. I like to look at what's different now, what's not different now.
No, you wouldn't write that. You wouldn't write that as an opener to an episode that, nah.
Right. And then it also shows, it's like, here we are in a bar on Saturday night and then there's just 30-something women everywhere just hoping to meet their man. I know, it's kind of crazy, right? But I mean, this was the background of, 1999. This was like we still hadn't kind of gotten away from it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously our 4 characters in each and every one, not my character as much, but the other 3 trying to get away from it, trying to create their own destiny, make choices. But I don't think that was the place that we were coming from. And that's why our show was like kind of shocking or whatever. So I love all of this opening. Then we see Samantha. She's on a date with a very handsome man who is named Harrison, his character, and he's a litigator. And they make some weird jokes about sexual harassment.
This conversation, I was like, this is a dicey conversation to date. But like Samantha finds it hilarious. And
until he says that she seems like she might be 41.
Yeah.
And then she's upset. And it just broke my heart. Because she's so perfect
Also,
and beautiful.
She doesn't really look 41.
Also,
to
what
me.
does 41 mean? It means nothing. That's still really young. You're young, so you don't know.
No. I know.
But you know what I mean? 41 is nothing. He's like, well, you're an older woman. You might be 41. Like, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But then we find out from Carrie that no, Samantha has been turning 35 for so many years now.
Okay, also, can I say that that shot of her debating what to say there is so long? I was like, if I asked my friend, how old do I look? And they took that long, and they like pursed their lip. It was so funny. I was laughing so hard. It was amazing.
You're so right. Well, there's some voiceover,
yes,
so she's got to make it work.
It was just hilarious.
No, you're right. It was
so
too long. I didn't think about that. I was just thinking of the tragedy of the fact that she's upset that she might look 41. I'm just thinking about how wrong and messed up that is. That's what I was thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
But that's because I'm, over 41. So, so they're there. Then she goes back to his apartment. So he says, you might be 41. She gets kind of offended and she has to excuse herself to the bathroom. She looks in the mirror. She touches her face, which we're going to see Samantha do many times over the years. She touches her face. She's thinking about, how old do I look? Do I need to do something to myself? She goes back out. It's so crazy. She goes back out. The bedroom's empty. She's looking around and the camera, this is an Alan Coulter thing. The camera kind of like swings around her in a really cool way that's very organic, very much in sync with how Kim is moving in the scene, right? And it swings around. You see that the whole bedroom is empty and she's kind of looking around and he calls to her from a door and she opens this door and he has somehow chained himself up in like a, BDSM type situation in his own closet and he wants her to slap him really hard. Oh my gosh. I was just like, our show was crazy. Okay,
what a thing to walk into,
right? Because 1999, you just were not seeing this on television.
Oh yeah, but just also like in just
in general in life. I know I can.
If you walked into that,
I could probably can. It's never happened to me, but I mean, I feel like now there's a lot more room for people to have whatever they're into. But I also feel like you wouldn't just spring that on somebody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, after like they might have been clearly offend or I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Samantha really covers pretty well. You know what I mean? But he clearly was just going to do what he was going to do. I mean, which is the theme of the men in the first couple years of our show. They're just on their own wavelength. They're going to do their thing, and we're either going to come along or we're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Samantha doesn't seem that into it. She's not digging it. So
also kind of a surprise.
It's a surprise for sure. And Samantha often is very, amenable, but not this particular time, right?
Not with this guy.
So now we're at her party. She throws a party and Samantha's telling Miranda and Carrie about Harrison. I'm not there because I'm off meeting Mr. Pussy. I thought to myself, like every time we have a scene in the beginning with them, I'm like, darn it, I didn't get to be that scene. Because I always used to feel like I wouldn't get to be in all the group scenes. And then I show up. I'm like, oh, thank God I'm at the bar. I'm there. So I come, they're talking about it. And this is when Miranda says, they're all freaks in her very Miranda way. And then she says, if a man is over 30 and single, there's something wrong with him. And Carrie asks, but what about us?
I know.
And Miranda says, we're all just choosy. And she totally believes it. And I'm like, yeah.
That's such good writing.
Right?
It's such perfect writing.
I know, it's perfect.
This is the audience,
And the thing I also love about this theme is that in the beginning, yes, it does seem like the men are freaky. And as the show goes along, we also see a female version of freaky. And at the very end, she has this beautiful voiceover where she says, in the end, aren't we all freaks? And we're just looking for someone to love our three heads. It's so great. It's so great. I love that it ends like that. So, but it's a journey. So we're here. I show up and I say, that I've met someone amazing, Mitch Saylor. And Samantha says, what? Oh my gosh, that is Mr. Pussy. He's a legend. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she says what he's a legend at. And then I'm embarrassed. And I'm like, I don't know if I can date him then. This is like Charlotte when she's really torn between
I know, you're so funny.
prudish. Thank you. She's torn like, I don't know if I could do this. And then we have one of the many, many close-ups of this very nice actor eating some crazy food. And in this case, it's an oyster. And I remember this like it was yesterday because there were so many takes where we all had to watch him and he's just like doing some stuff to that oyster and or later on that fig. And we just all have to watch him. And it was a lot. I was like, no, that was my thought. I'm just thinking, no.
I couldn't do that.
I know this actor was committed.
Really yeah, I'm
Charlie.
Honestly proud of
I know.
that.
Listen, we found some committed male actors, okay? And this guy was top of the list. I mean, he committed to that in every scene without apology. It was impressive, but also slightly scary. So this is when this is interesting. We have an adorable scene of Carrie getting dressed, which I really love because this is where you see Sarah Jessica's true creativity. Have you ever noticed? Probably not because you're not rewatching all of them. There's scenes where she's getting dressed and there's a voiceover and she finds creative ways to move about the apartment, finding her different pieces of clothing that are slung around. She bumps into walls. Yeah, she trips over things. This is Sarah Jessica's like super special physical comedy, which she will tell you she does not have. But she 100% is a skilled physical comedian.
That is the worst lie she's ever told.
It's true because she's just so brilliant at it. And it's so creative because think about like when I get dressed, I'm super boring. Do you know what I'm saying? The clothes are like in one area and I put them on or whatever. I look at them, I might take them back off, but it's not so interesting. Like she's so dynamic. It's very interesting. So we have
I bet you would be dynamic with a kid. Oh, come on.
No.
Anyway, sorry.
No. So then she says that she's going on the first blind date she's been on in 2 years. Now I feel this is because Carrie's pretty good at finding some men to date. She doesn't really need blind dates, but she's trying something different because she's broken up with Big, right? She's trying to like reset her dating life.
Yeah.
So she goes out with this documentarian who made a documentary about seagulls and then is telling her like, I care about making money. I'm just trying to make it to the action movies. And she goes really innocently, but what about the seagulls? And he's like, the seagulls. And he's smoking in her face. Yeah. I'm like, ooh, bad. So she doesn't like him. So then she goes on the movie date. They're standing in line at the movie theater. I know.
That's a big red flag.
I know. If this guy just starts shouting at these guys standing behind. I know, but this is also a 1999 thing. She still just stands there with him. She looks embarrassed. But like today, if someone just started shouting like angrily, like basically trying to
start a fight
the guy behind you who did nothing, you would leave.
Oh, yeah.
Like no woman or man really, like it would not be okay.
Why would you bot? Like,
right.
Yeah.
But also you would be like red flag, like you said.
Yeah.
But back then we were just like, oh, that guy's angry.
I mean, like you might check like, hey, are you okay? Like what's going on with you? But then like you'd probably just get out of there.
Right. But she's just like, oh, dear. And then she goes like the man with two faces.
It's crazy how much you guys deal with.
It's true. Or dealt with, past tense. Let's put it that way because it's a different time now. It's a different time.
Yes.
Then she goes on a date with this guy, Max, who's really handsome. They're basically at the Strand bookstore, which is a famous landmark. Yes. I think they're there, or they're at some less interesting street bookstore. I think they are too, right? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. And he puts a book in the back of his pants. He steals a book.
And he's like a millionaire or something, right? He's like already rich, so he's just a klepto.
I know. And also, I feel like now you just be like, no. You just be like, no. And I mean, she doesn't go out with him again, but she doesn't leave.
That's true. But part of that is like the most interesting thing about Carrie is that like she's just experimenting.
That's right.
And so like she just like plays things out because she just wants to know how crazy things will get.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right. And she wants to write about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's such a good avenue for like crazy dramas that like probably wouldn't happen today because, we just wouldn't stand for it.
You're absolutely right. So then she does look straight at the camera, which I was taken aback. I thought we were done with this, looking straight at the camera. But we're in second season. She looks straight at the camera and she says, okay, now I was afraid over the book stealing, which is kind of funny. She wasn't afraid over the guy who almost hit the guy. She's afraid of the book stealing. Yeah. So then she goes home and looks at this book about actual circus freak shows, which is kind of funny. And I enjoy it. It's very Alan Coulter. I'm going to ask him about it when we talk to him. Cut to Charlotte is with Mr. Pussy in bed. And obviously she's gonna do the work. She's gonna try to do it, even though she told the girls that she wasn't going to. And he tells her to relax, which is kind of funny. I'm like, Does he know who he's talking to? I don't think so.
So funny.
I
And
know.
just all the nervous giggling that you
Listen, that was real. Okay,
I mean,
I'm
it's
watching
gotta
that.
be.
That's Kristin dying.
yeah.
It's Kristin dying that I am having to try to act like someone is going down on me and I'm going to come on camera. I'm
That's
dying.
a very
Dying.
difficult situation.
Giggle, nervous giggle, which is exactly what Charlotte's going through, which is good. But then it says the montage of Mitch going down. And apparently we don't talk, which we find out later, which is pretty entertaining as well. Like there's no conversation. It's just this, which is funny. And then
once it starts.
The voiceover says that he goes down on me every day, and that on one day, Friday, Charlotte came 7 times, which, wow, okay.
Dang.
I know. First season, I had my day a week maybe when I was addicted to the rabbit. Now I'm addicted to Mr. Pussy. And people think I'm the prude because that's like the outward.
No, you really end up, come on, we also talk about, we've talked about it so many times on this podcast already, up the butt. Like, it's just all these things where like.
Lily / Cathy.
You've talked about it on this show. I thought I was allowed to.
Now.
But I don't.
This is like if my real daughter said this to me, I would die. No, it's adorable.
Take a drink of your
I know.
water.
I have to have
I know. This is the nervous giggle just came out.
That was it. That was totally it.
Oh my God. But
Lord.
it's like so real. Where like,
oh my God.
It's actually great to also. Charlotte's character is so fun because, like, if you're a woman and you have been in this situation, like, that's the first time that you let yourself go like that. It's like there's so much giggling with any kind of sex, like. It's fun.
It's true.
It's new.
And it's fun we got to show it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes in film and TV, it's just all like, passion, and not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're
so
absolutely right. It's very relatable. Yeah. Very relatable. Okay, so now luckily we move on to Carrie. And she's at Central Park sitting by Bethesda Fountain, I believe. Or maybe, is it Bethesda? No, is it Bethesda? I think it's Bethesda. And this adorable guy in glasses is sitting near her. His name is Ben. The character's name is Ben. And they start chatting, which is so old school New York.
I know.
It's cute. But also I was a little worried, like, I didn't remember this storyline at all for her. Like, I don't recognize that guy. I have no idea who he is. We could look up his name, but I don't remember anything about her storyline. So I was watching it as if for the first time. And the days where, you have no phone, right? You're just sitting there looking out in the distance, right? And then some guy sitting next to you just chats with you. It's crazy. Like a stranger.
It really wouldn't. It's not as easy today.
No.
And that's the same thing. So that was also like one of the reasons why I was like, whoa, Mr. Pussy has like just conversations about this man. Some woman in the bathroom just overhears and joins in your conversation. These kinds of things. It's like, it's a little bit harder now.
That's true.
But I will say that New York is still more open to that. Maybe like people just kind of starting conversation.
People were chatting with me in the elevator yesterday, and I don't think they recognize me.
Oh, that's lovely. See,
I mean,
it's just
I'm not sure, but I think.
I mean, I would believe it because like I think people miss that too.
I think so
day and
too.
age. So it's nice to see it on camera.
I agree. It's really adorable. So these two, Ben and Carrie, start comparing their bad dates, and he says he dated a crazy one, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I dated a crazy one," and then he was stealing books or whatever she says. And then he says he actually doesn't date because women are bizarre, which is kind of funny. And then, of course, Carrie looks like super normal. So then he asks her out on a non-date, and she says a non-no, which is so charming and adorable. Cute. I know, so cute.
There's a line where she brings up the freaks in the circus, the world's fattest twins.
Yes.
And how they managed to find...
husbands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that they were skinny. And he says this line, which is like such a brilliant, you can interpret it different ways, but like maybe it was an optical illusion.
Oh my God, yes.
And I, like upon rewatch, I was so curious if that is in reference, like the audience is seeing like an optical illusion or if it's that the spouses just like couldn't, if like that was the idea behind
I don't know.
it.
We have to ask Jenny Bix.
And
it's good.
Because it's just like the two ways of thinking about this whole thing is like whether or not like Miranda thinks, there are people who are freaks and there are people who are not freaks, and we just haven't found the non-freaks yet.
Mm-hmm.
And versus maybe you just like kind of convince yourself that like people aren't freaks, or like you just don't think about them being freaks because you love them so much. Like it's all these things. And like, I just really like that one line.
I think it's great.
That actually, I gotta talk to Johnny Pix. I don't know.
Definitely. And also I thought part of the reason it's so good is because you can see how Ben and Carrie, the two characters, are kind of on the same wavelength and could work out, which is why it's sad what happens, because they're kind of meeting in a really interesting kind of somewhat intellectual kind of way, like a theoretical, intellectual, kind of interesting way, which is not how she usually meets people.
Yes.
Right? So that's why I was like kind of hopeful, but then doesn't go great. But we'll get to that. All right.
Skipping.
We're cut to Samantha, who runs into this lady on the street who literally, I think my hairdresser did her hair because we have the exact same hair. Like I thought it was me for a second. It's like, oh no, that's not me. I have like a weird little flip going on. I don't know what happened to Charlotte's hair. It's like flat to my head and then just flips.
The strong side part too.
Yeah. Oh, way strong.
Super
like
strong.
Super side part. I know. I don't know what was happening there, but this lady who runs into Samantha also has that hairdo. Looks very nice. And Samantha says, oh my God, you look amazing. And Lily says, oh, I just had this wonderful thing done. I had the fat taken out of my butt and put in my face. And she's like, and the best thing is you can eat a cheeseburger and then boop, it's in your face.
It's so good.
It's so funny and weird, but I do remember this time because back then, you didn't talk about plastic surgery everywhere with everyone the way that people do now. Like now Instagram is all like people's new faces, blah, 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 blah. We didn't have Instagram, right? But I remember when fat transfer became like this new thing. We were like, what? They do what? Like, are you kidding me? It was a crazy idea. And there were people around like Upper East Side Manhattan, which is where Samantha is when she runs into this lady doing it. And we were like, oh, so-and-so did it? Are you kidding me? We've got to see her face. Like we were fascinated. This was the first time that I remember, separate from like boob jobs that you would hear about people doing, that would have been a thing for a while. This is the first thing that I remember hearing about like face-wise that people we knew who were not that much older than us were actually doing, that we were just like, oh my God.
Wow.
Like it was big news. You know what I'm saying? So they wrote it into the show, which I thought was great. And obviously now this is very not interesting, I guess, or common.
No, I mean,
common.
like, I also think, I guess it is common, but it's also like people get a lot more butt injections, and like the way that
this is
swung over,
right? But because then Samantha says something like, "All this time we've been trying to hide the fat in our butts," or maybe Miranda says it. Right? But now, I mean, this is not true anymore.
Oh yeah, you want that there, or like some people want that there.
Right? Not everybody,
yeah.
right? But I mean, I spent at least a decade trying to hide my ass on the television. Like I had a boyfriend at one point who was like, I don't like your TV butt as much. I like the regular one. And I was like, well, that's why I'm with you, I mean, one of the reasons. But you know what I'm saying? It was a nice compliment because I really thought that like that was not supposed to be there. Like you had to hide that thing. So Samantha tells us all that she is going to be getting the fat transfer, that she's already gotten the lipo and she's wearing a girdle. And so we have to see her in her girdle, which is really entertaining. They shoot it very tastefully. And then I say that I'm meeting Mitch. I'm calling him Mitch. And then I think Charlotte think that we have a future together, and they all are just like, ugh. And Samantha very smartly says, you cannot have a future with Mr. Pussy because you haven't even been out to dinner or know anything about each other. And she is so right? So then weirdly, Carrie goes on a double date and tries to set Miranda up with a friend of Ben's, her glasses guy. And this guy is really cute, but he has never left Manhattan, which the girls think is bad, which I'm like, that's so weird that they think it's bad.
Well, but it's like, I think it's one thing to not leave, but like another thing to like also scoff
that's true.
Somewhere else.
To be so aggressive about like Connecticut. This guy's very mad.
Yeah.
Right, very mad. But it's funny because I always think of them as being our girls are so Manhattanites. You know what I mean? But whatever. They're like, that guy's angry, whatever. So then I do love this. Miranda says that she has to go home and feed her cat, which we learned from the voiceover is the code that Miranda and Carrie have together.
Do you have a code? Did you have a code?
No.
Never? Okay.
I mean, I think we would just look at each other and just be like,
yeah, it's true.
big eyes. Let's
like
go.
if we were in that kind of situation, your date probably wasn't even like paying enough attention to
notice the signs.
That you were like, hey,
totally. No, I don't think I was creative enough to have a code, but I do think it's a really good thing to have with your friends.
Yes.
I think it's a good idea. So then poor Charlotte tries to go on a dinner date with Mr. Pussy, and it doesn't go well because he has nothing to say.
He just wants to eat a peach or like what?
Yeah,
what
it's
is
a
it
fig
this
at that point, I think.
Fig.
Yeah, it's a fig. And, it's a lot going on. And I'm sitting real close to him. And I had to just try to keep it together. You know what I mean? Ooh-wee. So then poor Samantha has to go off to the plastic surgeon. And then she says that it's like shopping, so she wants to see what else she could get while she's there. And he draws all kind of crazy pictures on her. And then you see sweet Samantha, who's so perfect, looking in the mirror, and she seems really sad. So I felt really bad for her. I felt bad for her a couple times.
It was it's actually a really sad episode that with the body shaming there and like.
I mean, look, this is our culture. This was for reals, like the 2000s. I mean, there are people on the Instagram also, like the 2000s with the low-cut jeans.
Yes.
It was terrorizing, okay? You were too young.
Well, yes, but I saw it.
Okay, so let's go on with the show. So then, this is adorable. So this is when Carrie's with the guy in the glasses, Ben. She spent the night. It's gone really well. He's adorable. He has to go to his soccer game. Or his football game or something in the morning, and he leaves her there. And very much like that early episode where Miranda goes looking through her date's private belongings, Carrie just rips through this man's things. I mean, with abandon. She's like she's like the FBI searching for clues, for a murderer, right?
Yeah.
Like It's a lot. She gets carried away, to use a phrase.
Is that why they named her Carrie?
No.
Okay.
It comes later. That comes later. But she also in the voiceover says that she's taken over with the need to find this man's particular freaky side. Mm-hmm. Now she's scared that they're all freaks. And so she's trying to find the clues to what kind of freak is he, at which point, of course, he comes back in the apartment and he's so devastated. Yeah. And I felt really bad for this guy because he's like, you seem normal. And she says, yeah, I was. It's sad. It's so sad and so sweet at the same time. And then she has to leave. And I'm like, couldn't they try harder? Couldn't they have a deeper conversation?
Yeah,
but
it's true.
I guess didn't want.
But also, I guess because it was found, their spark was founded on the fact that they were both sick of freaks.
Right.
So I understand where he's coming from.
It's a good point.
Yeah, but I also I gotta say the way that they shot this, the style is different with Alan Coulter.
Yeah,
and it's very apparent. And Carrie, I don't know if this was I read it. She really wasn't actually as passionate in this episode. There was something about it where it felt their chemistry was sweet, but I didn't feel anything.
No, you're so right.
And I actually was like, oh, they're really painting it that if you're not a freak, you're just so boring. This guy played it perfectly. The guy played it perfectly, but I was just like, I don't remember who. You don't even.
No, I don't remember him at all. No, he made no impression on me.
It's just so boring.
I know, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
But I think that's also why I thought, oh, maybe this is good, and then suddenly it's not. But I also think, this reminds me of something Sarah said to me when I tried to talk to her about Big. And of course, she's been in it so long. I don't know why I thought she could talk objectively about Big. But one of the things she did say was that Carrie is exotic to Big, right? Mm-hmm. Big is not creative. Big is not, full of feelings and conflicted and all of the different things that Carrie is, right? Mm-hmm. So she's exotic to him, which I kind of forget about. And then, if you think about this with this guy, she's too much for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why her freaky side comes out, trying to find the secrets that he's keeping because he seems so normal. Yeah. But I think in reality, he was just normal and possibly boring.
He went to go see a soccer game. I feel like in 1999, that's supposed to mean that you're kind of...
No, that was super common.
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
Right. No, I just mean all the crazy people went to the soccer games and the baseball games as well. On the weekend in Central Park, that thing was full of people playing soccer and baseball.
Okay.
In the olden days.
Okay.
It really was. It wasn't full of tourists.
I just don't know how to get out of my...
I understand.
Hovel, whatever it is, my Yeah.
Your
anyway.
apartment, you don't want to go?
No, I do. I actually do.
Got it.
I don't want to be a homebody.
But you
I
don't
just
wanna
meant,
go to
like,
a
there's so
soccer
many people
game.
who are like active and good with I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
You're funny. You're adorable. This is what happens towards the end of a podcast.
Yeah.
You're just saying stuff. You don't know what.
Yeah.
Let me just read the last thing. This is good. No, this is how I feel too. A voiceover of Carrie saying, I became the woman, the frightening woman whose fear ate her sanity. That's a pretty deep, she's a very interesting thing. I mean, I think I've definitely felt that way before in my life. Where
If you haven't,
what?
if you haven't, you're not examining yourself closely enough.
Most
Just kidding.
definitely. No, I do think that's true. But I also think like if you've lived it all, right, and taken chances, taken risks, gone out of your comfort zone, been vulnerable to somebody, like you're going to feel a little crazy at some point.
Yeah.
You're going to feel a little crazy, a little freakish. You're going to lose your sanity. This is all part of it. And then she says the adorable thing about how if you're single, everyone gets freaked out from time to time, but you can still have hope. It's adorable, but a little bit sad, but adorable. I loved all of our storylines. I thought they were super interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
did you think how
wants
young we were when you watched this? Were you like, look at them, the little children?
Well, okay, part of it is also on this show, most of the time I'm getting to see you be my mom.
Yes.
And then this episode,
not your mom.
No, you are not, Mystic. Like, you really are not. And so it's always like fun on the rewatch, like just seeing, as we talked about on, I guess, the previous episode, your growth of like, you're experiencing so many new things, but at the same time, like you've always had this like desire for like a family, and like watching that version of a woman who like also gets to be kind of like kiddish at times in this episode. Like it's very endearing to like see that through line though. Stay.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlotte definitely has her hope, and she has her innocent side and also her fear. She has some fear about things, but she also tries stuff, which is, great. That's the
you're
best
not
part
a
of her.
prude. Who says that you're like really not a prude?
Thank you, Cathy. I agree. So many people for like 10 years thought that Charlotte was a prude, and wherever I went, they'd be like, "Oh, you're the prude," and I'd be like, whatever.
I guess you're the prude in the sense that like sometimes you don't like talking about it.
Right.
But you actually just love doing it. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like that's what
I think also it's all in
relationship.
relationship, right? So Samantha talks a big game, but then sometimes in these early episodes, you really see the vulnerable side of her too. Which I think is also like just the great writing and acting of everybody. Like everyone has both sides, right? But I think because there were 4 of us and we were all so different, everyone kind of got pigeonholed like, Charlotte is the prude who wants to get married. Miranda is the cynic. Carrie is the dreamer, whatever. I don't know what they think of her. Whatever. I don't know how to describe Carrie. The complicated one. And Samantha is the, how do we describe Samantha? She's the,
free.
She's
just
free.
free.
Daniel, how would you?
Yeah, she's free and free-spirited.
She's the free spirit.
Yeah,
yes.
she's a free spirit.
And she's bold. She does whatever she wants without apology.
In her work too, it's the same. Like it's the same.
For
she's
sure.
Very bold. Yeah.
No, I agree. She's bold and doesn't apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Takes no prisoners.
Mm-mm.
I know.
Even some of them will just show up in a closet for her. She didn't need to do
true.
Anything.
No, she doesn't need to do anything. It's
what
so
a woman.
True. Well, Cathy, thank you for being with us
Thank
for
you
our
for
whole
having
adventure.
me.
It was a fun day.
This was a really fun day.
Thank you for being with us.
I love hanging out with you.
I love hanging out with you. Also, I love to hear a different perspective from a much younger person on our old episodes. It's really helpful.
Well, I feel like we're on the same page.
We definitely are, but it's interesting just to hear you go, oh, yeah, no, that wouldn't be okay now. Like, it's just like a no-brainer for you. Oh, yeah, no, that would be a red flag. Like that's what I love about your generation. You're just like, yeah, no, that's not good. No, that's not okay.
Well, it's because shows like this have existed where then people started examining the behavior.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I cannot believe, every person that I talk to, and there's so many people who are my age who are watching it for the first time, and they're like, this was 20 years ago? This is
30.
Oh, yeah, this is, oh my goodness. Yeah. This was 30 years ago, and they're like amazed how relevant it is today. And then like, yeah, it's just, it's complicated. The story is complicated, and like, it's like such a deep dive into romance.
I know, and expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't think about that growing up.
No?
Like,
I don't think I thought about these things growing up either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, I didn't have the foresight to question societal dating behavior, you know?
I had the foresight to question some assumptions because I grew up in this very Southern thing where everyone was expected to get married at the first possible chance, which I just thought was very, very weird.
Yes.
So I was like, no.
Yeah.
That was me, though.
Yeah. But
It wasn't anybody else that I knew. You know what I mean?
that's why you're on the show. Yeah.
That is why I'm on the show. That's why I'm so lucky that I found the show. I mean, obviously lucky in many different ways. But yeah, I really was like, yes, this is special. This is different. I love it. I know. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have to have you back. I don't know when we're going to go back to work. I know. We'll just be here.
We'll make
till
it
then.
happen. Yeah. If not, then we'll just start our own podcast.
Totally. You and Alexa could have a young person's podcast.
Oh my God. You know, we could do a multi-generational.
Yes.
The three of us, if we do one, can
It
you
would be
imagine if it was
so
like.
funny?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what she would say.
We would just do, like, half of the time I would just be asking, like, what does that word mean that you just came up with? Please update me on the slang, which I know is what everyone says, but
I know her group
up.
has a different. I know Gemma, my daughter, has the same group, and she gives me definitions. You know,
That's
helps
good.
me.
That's really sweet of Gemma.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Kids, could you please keep doing that
It's
without
true.
judging us for
They judge. They judge. It's fine.
okay,
It's
well,
fine.
sure.
It's fine. They roll their
Gotcha.
eyes. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I get it. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
Come back next time.